All right. Okay, welcome to Sunday, April 4th. We're back in the kitchen today. I just want to...
April 5th.
5th. I lost a day. Isn't that good? That's good news. I lost a day. April 5th. All right, one more day closer to May. Let's start today by, I have a picture here on my computer of what our dinner looked like last night. We made those really fun dumplings and wontons, and then I put together that hot, spicy broth, and we put those in there. Needless to say, we were all crying and sinusy. I mean, it was hot. It was very hot, but we like it hot and spicy here. Keeps the blood going, and that came out really great. I hope you guys have tried that and had success with that too. So today what we're going to do is we're going to make this beef chili, but it's going to be made from like chunky beef, not ground beef. So I guess Texarkana style beef chili. And then I'm going to make a corn cake recipe that I'm using some of my sourdough cast off in that recipe. And I'm going to show you a trick that I'm going to do because I'm short on something there. We're going to have this beef chili tonight over big sweet potatoes, but you could just have it out of a bowl with a little bit of sour cream and cheddar cheese, or not if you don't want to have that stuff. And I also just want to mention that a lot of these dishes that we make seem like they're high in carbohydrates and maybe not, diet foods, but just keep in mind that, number one, we have plenty of time to exercise. We just did a whole bunch of yard work out there today, and we're going to go for a bike ride a little bit later and check out what they're doing over at Platt Tech because they're building the new high school over there. You can also portion control. Like, I'm not going to eat an entire sweet potato. You could have just a half a sweet potato. You could have a smaller amount. So get like a smaller bowl. Eat your chili out of this bowl. Don't eat your chili out of that bowl. And really think about, your portion control. And that'll help you too while we're inside doing a lot. And the other thing to mention is intermittent fasting. If you don't eat from the time you get up in the morning till later in the afternoon, it's intermittent fasting. You can look it up. Everybody was talking about it before this thing happened. This is a great time to do intermittent fasting. Pick a block of 15 hours where you don't eat, and then really concentrate on smaller meals when you do eat. But that being said, let's get into the chili. John, you probably want to come around here because what is going to happen in this bowl here. I have oil here hot, and I had this meat that was in the freezer. And you want to cook it in small batches. You don't want to dump all of this meat in at one time because you need it to brown, not boil. So put that going in there. And I did this back here ahead of time for it. So we're going to brown that off. Smoke the house up. Put that down 1 second. And we're also creating this layer on the bottom of the pan that's going to give us flavor when we throw this whole thing together. So you get your meat browned off and put that off to the side. And then we're just going to put a little bit of oil in here. And we're going to dice up onions and peppers. Those guys next. So real quick, we've done the onion a few times, but in case you missed out, take off the ends, split the skin, peel off the jacket of that onion. That's either going to go in broth or compost. Quick dice. Watch the fingers. You don't want to be going to the emergency room for cooking accidents. They got plenty to do there right now. Alright. So now we're going to brown these guys off in here. I also want to mention that if you want to brown your meat and brown your vegetables in a pot like this and then dump everything into your crock pot, people are asking me about crock pot recipes. This is the perfect crock pot recipe. So you could chuck everything in here, get it browned. The reason I like to do this before I go to the crock pot is because if you just throw all your raw ingredients in the crock pot, you're going to miss out on all that beautiful flavor that's in the bottom of my pot right there. That's what's going to enhance your food and make the difference between, just boiling some vegetables and meat. Sorry about the noise. I'm also going to add, just because this is what I have, we haven't gone to the store in, I can't remember. You remember the last time we went to the store? Huh?
3 or 4 days at least.
Yeah. So I really tried to plan out, based on what was in my freezer and what was in my pantry, the meals that we could have here without having to run to the store every single day. And that's something that I think we're really going to have to take a long, hard look at, because we really need to decrease the number of times that we're out in public and the number of people that are in one place all at the same time. So if you're sitting down today and you're thinking about going to the store tomorrow, try to plan out, if you can, a week's worth of meals, or some way that you can make them and freeze them. So this is going to go in here next. Beautiful vitamin C and the red and yellow peppers. All right. I'm also going to go ahead and add some of this jalapeno paste that I've just been working off of. That's why it's so spicy around here. And I have these chipotle peppers that I've had this can rocking around for a while. I'm going to stick that guy in there. I'm going to go with chili powder. This we're going to have to put on our list. Grab that. The onion powder that I like to cook with a lot. Granulated onion, granulated garlic. If you had garlic, you could use fresh garlic. Store didn't have that last time. Cumin. Salt and pepper. I'm going to add later at the end these scallions and the chives that are in my backyard. A little crushed red pepper because we haven't gotten it hot enough. This is the type of recipe too where it's a good place to sneak in turmeric, which has really great anti-inflammatory properties. You can sneak that in there because you'll never notice. And this collagen powder, which I like to stick into soup, sauces, gravies, protein shakes. No one will know it's there. You just make them healthy and they won't know. So to deglaze the bottom of this pan, deglaze means to get all that deliciousness off the bottom of the pan. I'm going to use this aquafaba. This was the juice that came off of our can of chickpeas when we made the hummus the other day. This was the aquafaba. There's a lot of vitamins in that, so I'm going to put that in there. And again, they'll be eating like legumes. They won't even know it.
What if they don't have aquafaba?
You could just use stock. The onion stock that we've had, soup, water if you have to use water. I don't care for the stocks in the grocery store. They're very high in sodium, so it's just one way to cut back on that. So then we're going to add the meat back to our pot. And see, this is going to be a really chunky chili. And then finally, I'm going to add, I made a big batch of gravy, marinara, at the beginning of all this, and I've had it out in my freezer in the garage, so I'm just bringing a quart at a time. Now tomorrow we're going to do something with meatloaf, and we're going to use some of that, and we're going to make some meatballs and meatloaf at the same time. So this just goes on a low simmer in the back. You're going to check your seasonings later as it cooks, before you serve it always. And keep it low, stir it a few times, and it'll start to boil and bubble, and then you're going to add your greens at the end. And like I said, put sour cream or put shredded cheddar on it. We're going to have ours over the sweet potatoes. Now here's another tip. In our house, half of us like beans and half of us don't like beans. So at the very end, the people that don't like the beans are going to take their chili out of the pot, and then we're going to add the beans and bring it back up to a boil and cook that for the people that do like beans. So there's a way to cook for multiple people in the family and, pull out some of the ingredients that they don't like and don't want to have. So the next thing that I want to do, and you can probably see right there, John, I don't think it's a big deal, is I want to make these corn cakes. You can have your chili over this as well. So this is my sourdough cast-off starter here. And this recipe, corn cakes, call for cornmeal, but I don't have that. I have this Jiffy corn muffin mix. It was in my cabinet. Sometimes I like to have that just real quick for the kids. So this is going to be my cornmeal, my baking soda, my salt, all the ingredients that are in this. I'm going to mix into that. The recipe calls for 1 egg. So I got an egg here. I think I'm going to put a second egg in because of the sourdough starter. And then it calls for milk. You could also add to your chili later, you could add corn, but I'm going to put it in these corn cakes, so I'm going to keep it out of that. I'm going to mix that up. Should look like pancake batter. Yeah, got pancake batter going here. Yes, I hear you, kitten. We don't need your help right now. So this looks like pancake batter. I'm going to add a little bit of corn to that. And I have these scallions and chives right from the backyard in the garden. We were out working on the garden today, tilling the compost into the soil, and I planted some pea pods out there because you could plant those out this early. So I'm going to add these to this mix here. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make a couple without beans in it for, again, people in the house that don't like them. And then I'm going to add this to make a couple of them with the black beans in it. So we're going to go to the skillet and we're going to put a little oil in so it doesn't stick. A scoop might be a good thing to use here. Yeah, like an ice cream scoop. This would be good to keep the portion down. So make sure this is warm. And you can put your hand over it. Don't touch it. Get burnt. Just below smoking point would be hot enough. You want them to sizzle. It's like making pancakes. You can make these on a griddle if you don't have a pan like this. So let's see what these little guys did. And you can hear that once the pan was ready. And you can make these any size you want. You can make a half a scoop if you don't want to make a full scoop. Let's see what we got. It's always an adventure.
Look who's joined us. Hey, what are you doing? Go get down. Get down. Just get down.
Yeah. All right, so when you're making any kind of pancake, you know, you should know this from home. You start to see the bubbles, the action, the baking soda, or in this case, it's the sourdough starter that's making that bubble up like that. I could have added baking soda to this. I thought about it. I had it over there on the counter. I think I'm just gonna go with these guys here like this. Oh, pretty good. Oh yeah. Adjust your heat. You know, it's just like making pancakes in the morning. I turn the pan around too, because sometimes different portion of it gets, you know, warmer in other areas, and kind of turning it back and forth allows the heat to distribute evenly. So we're getting really good bubble action right there. And peek underneath, yes, definitely. So flip your pancakes. If they're stuck together, break them apart, put them away. Well, I'm not sure if they're going to cook all the way, then that's great. If not, I'm going to throw them on a sheet pan, but I think they're just going to cook all the way. Oh, good. I should make some more of these without the beans in it first. And the way you can feel if it's done is you just kind of touch them, and you can feel the raw batter in there. You know, this might be where you want to lower it so that it continues cooking. Or if you're trying to make a whole bunch of them like I am, you could put them onto a sheet pan like this and finish them in the oven when you're ready for dinner. You could probably wrap these up for breakfast tomorrow too. A little bit more oil. You could probably go with pan spray too if you don't want to do oil. Let's just do a couple more like this. And then go ahead and you can add the beans to this mix. So, a little protein boost in there. You could add cheese, I guess, but I'd keep it out. Maybe put it on the end. You're ridiculous. You're absolutely. Oh, yeah. Got to be the center of attention. You can see the chili in the back is boiling away slowly. You're going to want to let that go low and slow for the rest of the afternoon. I'd say probably 1.5 to 2 hours. I don't know if you guys have noticed in our cooking videos, I have the support your local farmers sign up behind my kitchen, because I really believe in that, especially in the summer with the farmers market. So we've kind of tricked it out this week. We're going to give homage to a different group every week. Obviously, my passion, nurses. So support your local nurses. If there's something you can do, if there's something you can send to the hospitals, they're working long, hard hours. My friend Tracy McCabe, my friend Stephanie Shumitz, my son RCP. If you could do anything to kind of brighten up their mood down there, they're certainly working long hard hours in all the emergency rooms and other floors, not just the emergency rooms, throughout our hospital and healthcare system. That also includes nursing homes and the people, my friend Jody, there's one, people who take care of the patients and your moms and dads in the nursing homes. You know, we're not there to see them now every day, so should really maybe think about sending something, and that'll help you support the restaurants and the healthcare providers. All right, so here's a batch with the black beans. Let's see what that does. I'm really psyched about this. This is what I want to check out. Let me look. Again, we're waiting for those bubbles to come up. I lowered the heat a little bit so that it'll cook through without burning.
Need to stir that too, right? The chili.
Yeah, you're gonna have to stir that occasionally throughout the day. Mine might be a little bit high. I'm gonna go lower back there. Low and slow is what you're looking for. You want this meat to break down in here. Like I said, you could add corn to that. You could add beans to that. It all depends on what you have and what you like. All right. Pancake breakfast for everyone. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep making these. I think I might freeze some of them because we certainly don't need 15, freeze some of them because we certainly don't need 15 pancakes for today, tonight, tomorrow. I'll put some in the refrigerator for breakfast, and I'll put some in the freezer for next time we have a soup. I'll try and find something else to build on top of them. Maybe some kind of turkey chili taco, make that as my taco shell. But I'm gonna leave that for now. And we've been trying to support every week, you know, our restaurants in town. And today, John's got, what do you got over there today, John? John's got the Greek Spot. The Greek Spot located down
Broadway.
On Broadway.
East Broadway.
Now, they own 2 restaurants, the people down there, and he said that they've had to close the Colony Diner in Bridgeport. The pickup model just wasn't working for them, and they're going to concentrate on the takeout down there. He suggested in a video that he posted on Facebook that you could use Uber Eats or Grubhub to order from them. I'm going to strongly recommend people not use Uber Eats or Grubhub. Those are large corporations. I think that if you call the restaurants directly and do your pickup, you're going to do them much more of a service. There was somebody today that had a whole video on, you know, how much money a restaurant really makes out of the $1. You know, 33% goes to your food costs, 33% goes to your labor, your fixed costs. By the time you get done, there's about 5 cents in that dollar that's an actual profit for a restaurant owner. Now, if you look at the model with Grubhub, they take anywhere from 20 to 30% of your delivery. And now if you factor all those other costs down out, they're losing money on those services now in this time. You know, when business is up and the dining rooms are full and the bars are full and people are ordering with those services, I don't see a problem with it. It's very convenient. But for now, if you can locate the Facebook page, check out the menu, call the restaurant directly, and go there and pick up your food, you're really going to be helping everybody out. Now, I know some of the restaurants we want to talk about today were closed today on Sunday. They're taking a break and refreshing, but we will be back tomorrow with another restaurant for you, and we're going to make a recipe with ground beef because that's what I have. We're going to make meatloaf and meatballs at the same time because we got people in the house here who don't like that. And I just want everybody to keep washing your hands, stay home. It's really important that we stay home. If we don't do this right now, we're just going to have to do this longer. So I'm seeing around some people that are not following the rules and going out and not sticking to this. And I really just want to caution everybody to, as much as possible, stay home. And if you do need to go to the grocery store, just one person go to the grocery store. Make a really good list. Think about it before you get there. And while we're all home, I found this in my kitchen too. This is what we need to be doing. Do more of what makes you happy. Just do it from home. Thanks, everybody. Have a good afternoon.